Hello everyone, hello my Sub-Zero viewers, and welcome back to World of Tanks. And today I'm going to talk a wee bit about my absence. My recording app broke a bit, and I had a I had a nice hard drive that had all my recordings in and everything, and then it broke. The hard drive broke, and I probably had like 30 to 80 gigs worth of recordings. I think it was about 60 videos, might be wrong. So I lost everything, so I had to start over from scratch, and then my recording app broke and I had to re-download that as well. So I just gave up for a while. So I'm back. I've seen a lot of, well, at least one YouTube channel where the guy basically did a whole rundown on his garage. So what do I have in my garage? Well, let's start off from the tier 1. We go up. Now first thing you notice, these are my reserve tanks, basically my tier 1 to 3 tanks, which I don't really have any interest in playing, but they're there in case I have someone new who wants to play with me, so that I can, give them the shit. So you might notice that it's not very easy to see my tank. It's because I have a mod on that gives me like 3 rows worth of tanks. I'm not sure if I can change that though, because hey, a mod's a mod, right? Let me see if I can change it. Unless I'm missing something. I should actually check this. Random marker in the gun this position. This would help as well. I actually need to modify this. That one would work. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there is a way to change this shit, but that's fine. Anyways, so we start at tier 1, which is by my opinion the best tier 1 tank in the game. The Lichttraktor, German tier 1 light tank. It's awesome, a tractor on wheels. My favorite tier 2 light tank would be the Panzer Krampfwagen 2, which has a great gun, and I think this was the first tank that I aced. Can't really recall, but anyways, let's proceed. Got the Tetrarch, which is a premium Russian light tank. Tier 2, of course. I got it when I purchased something, I can't remember what. I think I purchased a bit of premium account, and they gave out the Tetrarch for free with the purchase. So I got that, and now I have a case of the hiccups for some ungodly reason. Where is my drink? I can't shoot straight unless I've had a pint. Now there's my drink. Get in my belly. And my favorite tier 3, which is, well, it's sort of a cross between the Marder 2 and the Panzerkrampfwagen Ausklaren, I think. See? Because it's awesome. I don't have the Marder 2 because it's kind of tricky. I prefer to have as many active roles in the battlefield as I can, because if I check my service record, I see that I mostly play tank destroyers, and I kind of want to get off that statistic, and I want to start driving mediums and light tanks more often, so that I can get a feel or just be better in battle, more general, than to just sit in a bush and wait for an enemy to shoot the shit out of them. If I look at my tech trees, we'll get to that later. Let's just go through all the tanks first. And I'll explain why the most that I've played is tier 5. I've tried to get rid of it, but I still can't. And of course then there's the T-29, this Russian tier 3 medium, which they gave away for Christmas for free, which is real nice. But I haven't really bothered with it, since I just figured I don't really have any interest in that, because it's fucking most of the tier 3 premiums are pieces of shit anyways. So let's start off with our non-reserved tanks. First we have our tier 4, and the only tier 4s we have are all premiums. That's because of this whole Christmas festive box thing, and yeah, I guess I kind of slipped into that hole that most people did, and I bought some boxes and I got all 3 tier 4 tanks. Got the Panzerkampfwagen B2 740, which is the French B2 tank that the Germans captured when they occupied France, and they modified it and they used it for their nefarious purposes, which I haven't actually played yet, but it's there. Maybe I should. I mean, it's just 2:30 a.m. I got time for days. There's the T-28E with the F-30, the Russian tier 4 premium medium tank, which, as you can see, I haven't even bothered putting a crew in yet, which I probably can. I think I threw away the crew, yeah, because these tanks do not come with a crew at all. So I could probably take the tier 3 tank and put its crew in here, since now I have that, and I have this T-34 commander up. So yeah, moving on. The AC-1 Sentinel, which is actually the only tank that I was quite excited to get, because I have a Firefly, we'll get to that later, and I fucking love my Firefly, so I was looking for a premium British medium tank to grind my tanks in, and so I hate that thing, because I always keep on clicking on it. So yeah, AC-1 Sentinel. I would have preferred the AC-4 experimental, but this is fine. It's good as well. Actually, do have my now I have my Matilda crew in here. Just because I wanted to get the best experience I could. I could have put the Firefly crew in, but they're so experienced, I didn't really need them. And I'm gonna put the Crusader crew in as well, because I would like to grind for the Cromwell. We'll get to that later, probably. I'll just forget. In tier 5, these are tanks that I am currently grinding. No premium tier 5s, because I used to have a habit of selling tanks on a regular basis. So I was stupid enough to sell any premium tier 5s that I bought. So there I was, spending actual money to buy tier 5 premium tanks, and then I fucking sold them. I had the Skoda T40, and I had the... what was it? The Chinukai as well. I think I probably had more, but no. Wargaming's like, ah, you sold them. Too bad, you're never gonna get them back again. Anywho, this is... oh, I hate this tank. This line of German medium tanks, they're just god awful. Actually, I bought myself a one of those small sander boxes, sander bags for World of Warplanes. I know World of Warplanes, right? It's actually very good, and I would recommend you try it now. World of Warplanes 2.0. It's fucking awesome. I really do enjoy that game now. I used to really hate it, but since they reworked it, it's awesome. And they gave me a shitload of free experience for buying one of the bags, so I used that to skip the tier 4 before this thing, because its gun handling was just god awful. And this thing's not much better, but I can sort of understand it because I don't have top equipment on yet. So I try not to really judge tanks until I've really tried them. So the reason why I'm mostly on... oh wait, let's just go through all the tier 5s and I'll tell you why I'm mostly on tier 5s. Next we've got the Russian SPG. Tier 5 one, which I utterly hate because it's inaccurate as fuck and it takes 17 seconds to aim. I shit you not. It takes 17 fucking seconds to aim. And then its accuracy is utter shit. So the odds of actually hitting something is nearly fuck all. But I guess, again, the crew is not complete. And then we have the S35CA, which is a fucking incredible tank. I actually bought and sold this thing quite a few times because... sorry. I'm too old for this shit. I can actually skip it with free experience. Because it's sheer awesomeness. I mean, look at that gun. I mean, you can get that gun if you really want to, or you can stick to the stock gun, which is actually not that bad. But I chose the 105mm, and it's an amazing gun. And that's sort of like tanks that are so completely awesome. I generally have no interest to little interest in playing them, because they're just like so, I don't know, for lack of better words, overpowered. So I don't bother with them. But I would like to go down the French tank destroyer line. Right, next we've got the Chinese tier 5 tank destroyer, the 60G fake tank, or just FT, I don't know. Also busy grinding this line, but thus far I'm not really impressed by them. I believe I still have quite a way to go. The gun is extremely expensive. Alright, so the reason why I'm mainly on tier 5, if I'll check out my tech tree, it's because I made a habit of grinding every single line in the game. And tier 5 is the line where you really start slowing down, and it actually takes you quite a few experience to get to the tier 6, which is why I've stuck to tier 5 a lot. Now these discounts are for the festivity thing. I'm in tier 2, 3, 4. Discounts are fucking useless, so I just picked random tanks for them. Thanks Wargaming. Gee golly jeepers, you saved me like 4,000 credits. How much did they save me? Yeah, 3,800 credits. Fucking thanks. I make 15 times that in a fucking match. Tier 3, really? I mean, 40. Okay, that's like 2 or 3 horrible matches, really. And tier 4 tank, I would kind of get that. I mean, that's quite a pricey thingy. So tier 4 and up, I can understand. But this is just fucking ridiculous. Anyways, I digress. So yeah, Streetswagen, now the Swedish line, went up to tier 7 so far in IKV. So yeah, the reason why tier 6 not my most played tier, but tier 5 is because when I get to these tiers, I don't really play the tanks that much, because I have so many fucking tanks. I tend to not really play them all. And then I recently bought the Skoda T25 at long last. I actually did play the Kosenko. I thought I completely skipped it. Anyways. Oh yeah, shit, this thing's tier 6. I thought it was tier 5. My bad. Yeah, I recently bought it and I got the autoloader, and it is fucking awesome. Over here, again, you can see tier 5. I didn't bother with the light tank line because they both fell into the medium line anyways, and I would prefer to play a pure medium line instead of just light tanks, so that I can get a feel for what the medium line is like. You know, that mastery second badge I got for killing 8 tanks in the OI experimental. I shit you not. I got 8 kills in the OI experimental, and they gave me a second class badge for that. I mean, really Susan. So it was a good tank, and then eventually I went to the OI, which I didn't enjoy that much, but I should actually go back into this line, because this is definitely one of the best heavy lines in the game. I really did enjoy the Chinu. I finally got to the Cheeto, but I never did buy it. And on the Chinese line, I really did struggle with that type T34, because its gun handling is fucking horrendous. And yeah, finally unlocked both these lines, and I'm very interested in buying both. I rebought the Type 64 because my dumbass fucking sold it, and we'll get to that one later. So yeah, I want to go down the line. As you can see so far, most of the lines, they stop at tier 5, and I haven't bothered with the rest of them. Onto the British line. Got my on tier 5s and stuff. No tier 5s here, but I actually should get the Crusader again. I've probably bought and sold this tank, I shit you not. I think this is the tank that I've bought and sold the most in the game, 5 or 6 times, because I play it and I want to get to the Cromwell, and I realize, God, this tank's awful, and I sell it again, and I never really progress with it, so that's very unfortunate. I'm sorry. Right, here we go. Tier 5 there. I recently finished the BDRG-1B. Going on to the ARL-44, which again I haven't bought yet. AMX-40, to my opinion, the worst fucking tank in the entire game. And I'm fucking glad I would never ever have to drive that thing again, because it was god awful. Here again, this is one of the few tier 7s that I've actually did unlock, but I've never bothered buying it. And then of course my tier 7 AMX 1375, and we'll get to that of course. American line, again I made sure I grinded every single line. See on these two lines I'm still on tier 6, because well yeah, because I started, because most of my tanks are slowed down tier 5, and since the day I started playing World of Tanks 3 to 4, was it 3 to 4 or 5 years ago, my dream was to get the T29, and I finally did get it. And of course the tank destroyers and the SPG. That's my first and only non-premium tier 8, but we'll get to that. And the Russian line, again, tier 5s, tier 5s, tier 5s, tier 5s. Do have a few tier 6s, but I'm very determined at the grinding their light tank line, because that seems awesome, and I want to get both tank destroyer lines, though I have unlocked the SU-152. And these are my only other tier 6s, T-150 and KV-2, which I have played a bit, but I am going to get back to them one day in the far future. On to the German line, last but not least. Let's see here. Finally unlocked the Tiger P, which these two tanks were also my dreams since I started playing all the tanks, because come on, it's a fucking Tiger. I'd love to get the King Tiger afterwards as well. Anywho, I don't know why, but recently my game really started to lag when I go into tech trees. That's probably because of the mod that adds the mastery class next to each tank. I don't know. I stopped at tier 6 here with a Hummel because it's fucking awful. Its accuracy I think is worse than the Russian tier 5. I'm going down this tank destroyer line because I really like the rather mobile-y, stealthy tank destroyer-y thingies. I mean, they just look amazing. These last three, they're completely awesome. Although I did enjoy the toaster, as I aced it, and I did enjoy the Nashor one as well, which I've aced as well. Stereo mill, yeah, well, if you don't know the stereo mill, I'd recommend avoiding it, unless you're seriously desperate enough to go down this line. It's not fun. School stops at Yak Panzer 4. And I sold it again for some idiotic reason, because like I said, I used to have a habit of buying and selling tanks like a motherfucker. And then yeah, got through this line. I did enjoy the VK30, as you see I aced it, but I utterly hated the VK36. It's fucking awful. And I did unlock this as well. I think, yeah, I used again that free experience that I got from all the warplanes to research the VK30M. Because I was looking at this dictionary, I realized, oh, the Panther's through that line. I thought it was through this line. But I would like to go through both lines, because I'd like to get the Panther as well as the Leopard. And then of course the light tank line, which I actually did grind properly. Yeah, didn't cheat and use free XP or anything. But I didn't like the Leopard. I don't know, maybe that was just me. And I refused to use any gun aside from the autocannon. Because, come on, that DPM though. Right, so there's my little explanation. Let's see. Alright, so off to tier 6 we go. This is the majority of my tanks that I have, even though it's not the tier that I play the most. Start off at the SU-100, which is a great tank and has, well, the Top Gun has a shitload of alpha damage. How's that research look? I remember I was stuck on the 100mm for a very long time. Or was it the 85? I can't remember. Because I was in the SU-85, right? And I grinded up to here and I thought, why would I need the Top Gun? I mean, the Top Gun was 15,000 experience, which was just about half of the tank itself. So I used only that gun I don't know if I used that one though. No, I didn't, because it was a howitzer. In in the old days, I didn't believe in howitzers because I just hated them. Now I love them. Anyway, so I got to the top gun and I only had the 85, which was that one, I think. So I was kind of fucked. So I had to grind all these weapons again until I finally reached 122 mil, and it changed everything. Sorry about that. It's just utterly amazing. Up to the point where I finally finished grinding for the SU-152, but I want to buy them both at the same time. So I'm gonna have to start grinding again for the Suomi. I like to call it the Suomi because that looks like Suomi. But lately I don't like the SU-100. It's mainly because I've sort of driven off of playing tank destroyers. And herein lies the box tank, which I've only played 81 battles in because it's a fucking box tank. The reason my game is freezing up like this because I have a mod on that automatically puts in my crew, my anime girls and everything. Yeah, box tank, a crew that has almost full camouflage because this thing's camouflage is appalling. Well, not anymore. I mean, well, I'm not gonna do the math now, but it's bad. That's about what, 25? 24. It's about 24% increased now. So which means that its stock camo is like 6, I think, if it doesn't have all this camo on. Because yeah, this thing is a shit magnet. As soon as anyone sees the box tank pop over, oh fucks, everyone would want to fucking kill this thing. Because why wouldn't they? This thing is extremely powerful. 130 mil gun and not a lot of armor. It's deadly. It's deadly. So I don't really like playing it that much. Next, T21, sorry. Tier 6 American light tank, which is good. I like it. I liked its predecessor, the M7. Back when it was still a medium tank, I drove it as a light tank, and it was a better light tank than the Chaffee ever was. Of course, T37 now stripped of its autoloader, which is sad, but it does its job, though I don't like it as much. And for these festivity missions, I put the female crew member here. Put her on the T37. I didn't put her on the T21 for some reason. It's because crew's almost awake. And of course we've got the Thunderbolt 7, which wasn't that damn expensive when they launched it, so I was like, shut up and take my money. Because its armor is actually not that bad. It's good. And now with the new customization thing, I can actually take off this camo paint and I can reuse it on other American tanks. Because you can do that now. You can take off paint and reapply it to something else. Anyways, moving on, we have the Fury. When it first launched, I wasn't able to afford it, so I was just looking in awe of people driving the Fury. But it's just a novel tank. It's slightly better than a Easy 8. Probably the fact that it's a premium tank is what makes it awesome. And holy shit, that's for my T95E2, right? The what you call it, the recruit reward crew, right? Anywho, apologies. No, I have a habit of when I hear someone's yawning or see them yawning, then I'll yawn myself. My Firefly, my favorite non-premium tank. I love this thing to bits. She's my main squeeze, and it's the only non-premium that I actually modified with unique little inscriptions. Baby on board, and where's the tiger, and Mark of Excellence. I have a few tanks with Mark of Excellence on. Not a lot, but yeah, this is my highest one. So I'm not that good of a player, but yeah. Anywho, this is Bert the Avenger. I used to kind of really hate it, but lately I'm starting to get used to it and I'm starting to figure out how to work with it. And of course there's the Type 64, which is quite badass. and I have to like get used to it again because I haven't played it in a while. It's still a good tank. It's a good tank. Skoda T25, which is awesome. This thing with its autoloader is the tits. That's about all I can say about that. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't noticed or if you haven't been paying attention, World of Tanks in 2018 they're going to launch 2 new nations. From what most sources can tell and what I've derived as well is they're going to bring out the Polish line and they're going to bring out the Italian line, because someone noticed that in the wargaming video they hinted at an Italian fuck they hinted at an Italian company, and since there is a Poodle tank with its very own nation and everything, the logical step would be to release a nation for the Polish line, because what they used to do as well with the Swedish, they gave us the Stridswagen M4257 first, and then they released the tank as well with the Czechoslovakian line, which was the Skoda T40. So I did kind of skip over my Stridswagen 74 there, which is also one of my newest tanks. As you can see, I've only had 4 battles in it. Still getting used to that one though. And then of course there's the Stridswagen M4257, which is also one of my favorite tier 6 tanks, and I've also got a little mark of excellence on it, and yeah, a little bit of emblem action there. Now we get to tier 7, which used to be one of my most elusive. Oh shit, I actually have more tier 7s than tier 6s. Wait, 3, 4, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13. Well, shit. I now have more tier 7s than I have tier 6s. Impressive. I used to not have a lot of tier 7s because I grind every single line in the tech trees, so it took me extremely long to progress. So yeah, finally got me the Tiger P, and I believe this is the long 88mm gun, the LW71. No, not yet. L71. This is still that thing with 145 mil. It's just yeah, kind of disappointing. I want that one. It seems awesome. Which should make it a sniping tank, because that's technically what the Tigers were designed for. They were designed to be snipers. Of course, this is the Porsche variant with a unique turret, and the one that didn't pass it is trials because of the whole engine suspension problem thingy. But I'm gonna grind this one so I can get the Tiger via this tank. This is all good. And then of course we get the steering wheel, which, yeah, what to say. It's not the best tank destroyer. Of course it'll be better with the Top Gun. Currently I don't really like it that much. I've had few matches. Mostly my mobility has let me down. Then we have the Kruppsteiger Waffentrager, tier 7 German tank destroyer, premium of course. Also one of those tanks I was just like, I want that. It's not bad. If I haven't played a lot of battles in it, I kind of have a habit of just seeing tanks and then wanting them for the sheer purpose of wanting them, and then they just lie about. So I guess I'm sort of a little wallet warrior. Oh god. And then there is the elusive E25, which I bought at last year's advent calendar. I know, right? It's horrible. I'm one of those people. And now for this year's advent calendar they released it again, and I was utterly pissed at it, because every single fucking match there's an E25 and I get killed by most of them. I even got team killed by one once. I was in my light tank, an E25 pushed me out, enemy killed me, my platoon mate came around, tried to push him, he went around and he pushed my platoon mate out as well. He killed us both, the bastard. But back then I didn't have my recording app, otherwise I would have put the fucker on YouTube. Fucking twat. I actually fought him again in the following day. No, I didn't fought. No, I fought with him again. I turned on my chat and I warned everyone. I think his name was Rito or something. Just be careful about that asshole, because he is, like I said, an asshole. Moving on. The SU-122-44. The main reason why I bought this tank is because it is blatantly overpowered, and I was afraid that Wargaming would be removing it from the tech tree, because you can still see it in the tech tree, or removing it from the shop altogether, because this thing is amazing. It has DPM that challenges that of extremely high tier medium tanks, which makes it awesome, and it also has great armor. Let's see, of course the gun depression is appalling. Pfft. Soviet tank don't need no depression. Where's the armor? Oh, there's 90mm of armor, which is not that bad, but it's sloped, so yeah, it can dodge some shit. It's a fucking awesome tank. And of course we have the fan favorite T29, which is that Tietz. Again, I also sort of cheated and I bought the top turret with some free XP because I wanted it, and I got pissed when my friend progressed faster in his 29 than I did. And T25AT with a recently acquired 105mm gun. I hate being sick. It's awesome. You. Come on. It is. Yeah, it's good. I haven't really played it that much. It's actually only 55 battles. I enjoy the T25-2 more, or /2. And here it is. It's awesome, even though this thing has the penetration value of 170 at close range, more realistically 165. It's still good, and I have had a few tier 9 matches where I was top of the team, because this thing is awesome, and it doesn't disappoint coming from a Hellcat. And I love the Hellcat, and I would like to get it back, because the Hellcat is awesome. Herein we have another premium tank destroyer, the M56 Scorpion, which has literally, I shit you not, 1mm of armor everywhere, which makes absolutely no sense. I mean, no tank can have 1mm of armor. That's fucking foreskin. It's bollocks. And you'd be surprised at how fucking slow this tank is. 45 kilometers per hour for weighing 7.5 tons. I just look at that. The 1mm of armor, it goes that speed. It's bollocks. Of course, I guess the main focus is that it has camera rating for days. I mean, look at that. That's more than a half of the enemy's camera. And I don't even have camera fully trained yet. It's one of my favorite light tanks, or light tank lines, the AMX 1375. I'm very determined to go down this line and get the Batchat and AMX and stuff, so I would like to get the Batchat 12T and all of these lines. I got a discount on this tank. What I'm hoping is one day in many years, most likely because I grind very slow, I'll be in my Batchat 12T, and I'll be like, oh, let me buy the Batchat 25. Wait, what? It's on 40% discount? How's that even fucking possible? And I'll like blow my mind, and I won't be able to remember why. That'll be fun. I don't say I grind slow because I suck. I mean, I'm probably like a below average player. It's just I have so many tanks to play, and most of the times I look at a tank and I'm like, nah. I mean, look at this. I've had the IKV-90B for a very long time, and I barely play it. A Challenger as well. I rarely play these tanks, which is why I never really progress in them. And then of course there's this piece of shit, fucking Black Prince, which I believe I think I bought it with all the credits that I got from the boxes. because I would really like to go through the high tiers of the British heavy tanks because they seem fucking awesome. But of course they buffed the armor of most of the tanks, and I think they buffed this one's turret armor as well. Because if we look at the turret armor, yeah, 240. That's really fucking good. But they did not buff the gun, which is still 17 pounder. Which has great bend, but the gun is... the damage is just god awful for a tier 7. 5-second reload time, Jesus. I should actually put a gun ram on. But I don't think I can afford one. Anywho, the Challenger. Which wasn't a bad tank destroyer when it had its 17 pounder, but now with a 32 pounder it is fucking amazing. Bruh, this thing. I do have enough free experience to train these to up to almost 100%, but I don't really want to because that would sort of be a waste of free experience. What I tend to do is I look at a perk and then I train them for like 200 experience. Instead of using all of my free experience, I'd just use 200, which I can regain in a few matches, so there's no problem. 16% now, and also I can gain most percentages here just by fighting and getting 5 times XP. And of course we've got the IKV-90 Type B, the Swedish tier 7 tank destroyer, which is also not bad, but its DPM is a bit lacking if I remember correctly. Yeah, and I still have the stock gun on this actually. Got a long way to go. All it really does is just make its fire slightly faster, 0.61, and then improves the penetration. Anyway, God, I need to go to sleep. And then tier 8. Well, now we get to good shit. Of course, 3, 6, 9, 12, 11 of them, yeah, are premium tanks because I'm a wallet warrior. And this, as you can see, only 22 battles. My most, well, not my most recent edition, but the first one that I've actually grinded up to tier 8. Now, I'll get to these 4 premiums in a while. I just want to start with the others first. Sorry. My very first tier 8 premium is actually not here. It was the MK46, I think. Pershing was that little Tiger's camouflaged premium tank, which I sold because I'm a moron. It was like 500, 600 bucks in my currency. Gone to shit. So the other premium tank that I bought, that I kept, which I think was the second one, is this, the Revelorise, which is awesome. It has a great gun, though the armor is disappointing. It's still good. And I think the second one that I bought was the Rheinmetall Scorpion G. Now just look at this baby. That, my friends, is a skin mod. And boy, oh boy, is it beautiful. I mean, just look at this shit. It's the Leviathan style camouflage. It's basically the only tank that I'll get like mods for. There are skin mods for a lot of tanks, but this one takes the cake. That ass, beautiful, and that gun. A beautiful gun. 128mm. That scorpion paint and this pitch black with cracks and crevices and stuff. And what? Did they change that? They did change the picture. Holy shit. That's interesting. Unfortunately, I cannot zoom in enough to view the picture now. But I didn't actually notice. But yeah, for most people who didn't notice that there's a picture there on the inside of the turret, it's kind of hard to miss though. But with the skin mod, it seems like they did change the picture. I think it was Marilyn Monroe or something, or someone similar, I don't know. But now it seems like they changed it for the skin mod, which is cool. I'll have to go look that up. My third premium would be... No, it wasn't the Strijdswagen, it was the T34. Because I wanted something that was similar to T29 before I even got the T29. So I bought the T34, which was my first real heavy tank, I would say. So it took some getting used to. I mean, of course, the main armor is in the turret, nowhere else. So I got used to it. I've had a few decent matches in it, not very impressive. I think I'm still sort of getting used to it. It's not horrible. It's still good. So for certain, the fourth one would be the Strijdswagen S1, which is awesome because I saw the new Swedish tank destroyers and I was like, yeah, I want me a siege tank. I want a fucking siege mechanic tank badly. And then they released the S1 and I was like, shut up and take my money. Next. Shit, are we already coming to that part? Next was the Lorraine 40T, which they also, as soon as they released it, I just was like, I had to have this because they made a big fuss about, oh, it's the first auto-loading freaking premium tank. Well, it's awesome, even though they nerfed it and it doesn't have 6 shots anymore, it only has 4 shots. Still 300 damage a shot, but it does tend to have horrible gun handling, which is why I have vertical stabilizer and a gun length drive. But yeah, it does a lot of damage if you can hit a lot of people. Although the reload speed is god awful, 35 seconds. And you can't improve it. You cannot. Well, unless you have brothers knobs or ventilation, but ain't nobody got time for that. Or the food. Moving on. This was the next one. The WZ-121G fake tank. Another tank I got for the sheer purpose of just simply having the tank. Of course, I got a female crew member in here as well. And it just seemed awesome because it has an amazing gun and it has amazing armor. And it has mobility as well. This thing is just overpowered almost every way, which is why I wanted it. Next, we come to the fun part. Oh wait, one more tank before we come to the Christmas boxes. We'll get to that. The T92, which they also released recently. As you can see, I've only had 3 battles in it. It's interesting. It's quite fun. I still have to get used to playing this one. Also put a female crew. Ah, that's a T37 crew. Right, so for the whole festivity box thingy, I bought me a few boxes, and those first tier 4 tanks that I got were all from the boxes. And then what I got was, the first one that I got was a T26E5. As you can see, I haven't even bothered playing it yet, but it's there, so that's nice. I wonder if I want to sell it. Ooh, 2 million, that's not too bad. But I've fought some of these before and its armor is not actually that impressive. I tend to pen them easily. 190 for a tier 8 is not that impressive. When you get some tier 6 tanks with 203 mil. I mean, the Tiger has an 88 mil that does 203 millimeters penetration. So a Tiger could pen this thing. That's a tier 7. So yeah, I'm a bit concerned with playing this one. So that one was what I got in reward. And then I got a shitload of gold. With the gold, I bought the Super Pershing because of that fucking turret. I'm sick of bouncing against this damn turret, so now I'm gonna use it and I'm gonna get bounces. Of course, as you can see, I haven't played it either. Then I bought another range of boxes, and lo and behold, I got the Type 59. I bought my friend Club Fumble, bought him Christmas boxes, and what he got was a Type 59 and he got a Scorpion G, and he lost his shit. Like seriously, he was flying up in his room and he was dancing and going crazy and stuff, and I was like, ah, yeah, that's fucked up. I didn't get shit. Only got tier fucking 4s. So I was kind of jealous there, but he went ballistic. So I bought myself a second range because like, god damn it, want me a proper tier 8. And then boop, got the Type 59. I didn't really understand how people get super excited. I don't know, it's just sort of like another tank. And I looked it up a bit and I saw it's a very rare and elusive tank. I mean, this is the first time they really just gave it away in a long time. Mostly they just gave them away in competition stuff. I saw YouTube videos on it and I saw people reacting to getting the Type 59 and they went ape shit. Holy shit. And so lastly, with the new gold I got from that, I bought the lure back. Because since they buffed the lure, it also seems quite awesome. So as you can see, I haven't even put ammo in it yet, and I'm quite eager to drive this as well. I guess the turret armor is tougher because of the sloping, because I bounce against this thing a lot. So anyway, that's everything. I do not have tier 9s or 10s because I take too long to grind. Okay, so there we go. I have 49 tanks and I have 12 open slots. Now, of course, this is excluding all those tanks that I have in reserve. They're not shown here. That's a lot of tanks, aren't they? And I only play a fraction of them. Most of them I do not get the times 5 heavy, times 5 XP in them. So I still have 12 vacant slots because I made the decision I will never run out of my fists. I'll never run out of space, and I'll always make sure that I have vacant slots to get more tanks. I probably don't need those 12 slots, but hey, they give out free slots a lot. And I have also bought a shitload of slots. Also my barracks, let's see, I also bought a shitload of these. 217 crew members. I also bought a shitload of bunk beds. 156 slots, 88 of them are available. So I can use crews for days. Actually, let me see how many crews do I still have in. So I have so many crew bunks that I don't even bother in the barracks. I don't even bother dismissing crews because, well, yeah, I have so many crew slots. And then I can just take the crew from an old tank and I put it into a new tank. Or if I get sick of a tank and I'm stupidly enough sell it, then hey, here we go. I could just pop them back in and they're good to go. So yeah, you know, Skoda T40, even I don't even have the tank anymore. Chinu, OI, still tanks that I want to rebuy, Crusader, 88, also a tank that I bought and I fought like 2 to 3 matches. What the hell is that? Clutch breaking. 2 to 3 matches in and I sold it. BDR G1, which is actually not that bad. Got 2 female crew members there. What perk is that? Eagle Eye. I should actually redo that because Eagle Eye is fucking stupid. Eagle Eye does not work. Stay away from it. Because Eagle Eye only works if you spot the enemy tank and it's within your view range. So that perk is utterly useless for SPGs. I thought, well, I probably didn't pay attention to it whatsoever. So I thought, yeah, if I can use that perk, it'll be awesome if I can hit someone with an SPG and I can tell my team what I hit. But no, that's not how the perk works. I even have my UE57 crew in here, lol. Just for shits and giggles, if you want to go back to that one. So anyways, yeah, that's it, lads. Although I know I'm the only one who's going to view this video. That's kind of a sad, pathetic. But anyways, yeah. I hope my future self might enjoy this and maybe retrospect on what my garage used to be. So without further ado, fuck you, future me. And I'll see you in my next video.